What's up, YouTube? This is your girl Megan, coming back to you once again with another astrology video. Welcome back if you're already a subscriber of mine. And if you're just now joining me on today, go ahead and hit that subscribe button because you know you want to. So today I wanted to talk about something, and this is geared towards the mothers out there or people who work with small children. As a mother myself, I have a 4-year-old daughter. You might have seen her if you're somebody who's familiar with my content because she appears every now and again. But I wanted to do a video on how to nurture children based on their moon sign, that is. Because a lot of times what I've noticed in astrology and when dealing with astrology, we tend to display a lot of our moon qualities earlier on in life. This means a lot of children tend to be tapped into their moon signs, and as you grow up, right, because the sun represents your identity. The sun is your kind of like who you aim to be like over time. You know what I'm saying? It's the ultimate expression of yourself that kind of comes or that kind of develops as you get older. But because the moon is associated with the mother and it's associated with just that basic sense of nurturing and, how well you're being taken care of, which therefore in turn kind of impacts your ability to take care of yourself or how you nurture yourself. It's something that children are very, very tapped into earlier on in life. Now, what I try to do, because for example, my daughter is a Cancer sun, Gemini moon, very tricky combination. So what I try to do is I try to give her a very balanced, healthy dose of both, as far as like nurturing both of those kind of energy signatures there. But I noticed that primarily she kind of acts like a Gemini child. You know what I'm saying? So with that being said, this is going to be a 2-part series because I'm on my lunch break. So this is going to be a 2-part video, okay? So this is part 1 of how to nurture your child based on their moon sign. So starting with Gemini moons. Gemini moon children need, because Gemini is ruled by Mercury, so they need to be engaged intellectually, right? So this means constantly keeping them stimulated because Gemini is also very like flighty, all scattered, all over the place. So giving them something constructive to engage, stimulate their minds, crossword puzzles. I know personally my daughter loves ABC Mouse. Like we're on ABC Mouse. I'm very big on like teaching her just basic stuff, reading, writing, and because that Gemini energy loves to learn, it loves to soak up new information. She's, and everybody says they have a smart child, but no, literally, everywhere we go, all of her teachers, anybody, I swear to God, anybody she encounters is like, where did this child come from? And like, how many times has she been reincarnated? Because she is just that intelligent. She picks up on things really quick. So I like to nurture that side of her that really enjoys learning. You know what I'm saying? Song, dance, we find different ways to incorporate learning via song and dance. And because of that, she can hear a song just even on the radio once, pick up on it. So I like to find very entertaining and exciting electric ways to stimulate her mind and kind of keep her engaged and active, because if she's not engaged, I find her Cancer sign, so her sun sign kind of tends to shine through, right? That moodiness, being very crabby. So I like to keep her those are very good ways to keep your Gemini kid stimulated. Also talking to them, right? Because Mercury governs communication. Children with Gemini energy, a lot of Gemini energy tend to ask a lot of questions. My baby will talk you under the table every time you go somewhere. What is that? What is this? How could so I would definitely encourage parents to, or, if you're working with children with Gemini moons, don't be afraid to talk to them. Don't be afraid to answer their questions. I would say that this will apply to all children, but this is very detrimental to a Gemini moon child. So encourage that learning process. Let them know it's okay to ask questions. Be very, very hands-on. Even discussing things that you think that they would not understand. I promise you they do. Especially with that Mercury energy, they're very, very intelligent. So talk to them, play with them. Whatever you do, don't let them get bored. Okay. Capricorn moon children, they need structure. They need order. So it's very imperative, like unlike maybe a Gemini moon, Capricorn moon kids need like routine, very strict routine. So in the morning we get up and do this. And then, at such and such a clock, we do a nap. Then it's time for snack. Okay, at such and such clock, okay, we're going to eat. We're going to do our homework, bath, teeth, story, bed. You know what I'm saying? It's very important for that because, Capricorn is governed by Saturn. Saturn is these are little old people. It's an old people kind of planet. It carries a very kind of disciplined, rigid kind of energy to it. And as they grow up throughout life, this is going to help them be able to kind of better nurture themselves through these qualities. It's how they're going to find comfort in all of their surroundings as they get older. So kind of give them a very structurally orderly kind of environment to grow up in. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Aquarius moon children, it's very important that you encourage their individuality. It's very important that you encourage and nurture their sense of freedom, right? Because these kids tend to be kind of quirky, they tend to be kind of odd, and they may or may not encounter, and this is all kids to a certain degree, but I'm speaking kind of like, in broad terms here, but like they could encounter issues with bullying, you know what I'm saying? Not really fitting into a group. And with those types, because, Aquarius is the ruler of the 11th house, which governs friendships, organizations. They're going to have a need, they're going to feel a very important need to fit in. So it's, not only is it important that you encourage their individuality, but foster their relationship skills, okay? I have a cousin who is an Aquarius moon, and because she's also a single, only child rather, and I think that from a very early age, she's very smart, very, like I said, quirky, such a joy to be around. She was my first baby before I had a baby. But I think she kind of has issues fitting in, and I don't think her, because she's so used to just interacting with her parents, I think there's kind of like this disconnect between like how she engages with other kids, right? And it's very important to help them develop those like people skills very, very early on in life. So like I said, enrolling them in sports activities to where they're able to be around a lot of people, that'll be really beneficial. And just encouraging, and her mother always did a good job with this, encouraging in their individuality, their ability to think for themselves and be who they really are. You know what I'm saying? And to be free thinkers. So I remember watching this video. This is a YouTube video, or was it an article? It was something where a guy was saying he was trying to encourage free thinking in his children. So he would do these exercises where basically he would like ask them a question, like a very mundane like question, like, why is the sky blue? And he doesn't provide any answers, any context around that question. He just, asks the children basically to get them comfortable with answering questions based off of their imagination, and they'll talk about it. So like the kids will be like, oh, because, I don't know, God poured paint on the sky or something. And they'll kind of have a discourse about that. And that's kind of how he goes about teaching or sharing information with them. Like he encourages their ability and nurtures their ability to foster their own thoughts, unfiltered, if that makes sense. And I think that's very important, specifically for Aquarius moon children. Pisces moon children, it's important to nurture these babies through encouraging and promoting creativity. Okay, because that Pisces energy in general tends to be very prone or very inclined towards just different, just creativity, be it art, be it acting. Maybe they like music, maybe they like to sing, maybe, so it's very important that if they draw you a picture, don't say the picture is ugly. God, no. I mean, I wouldn't do that with anybody's child, but I'm just saying, like, don't, and they're very sensitive to certain things in the environment. And, it's very easy to dampen their will. It's very, not will, but very easy to dampen their, I guess you could say, their excitement or their interest in something, if that makes sense. So, if your child likes to build things, who knows? They could grow up to want to be an architect one day. Nurture that. Oh, baby, I love your drawing. Like, engage them. Do creative activities. You know what I'm saying? Today is we're gonna paint. Or there's a battle rapper named Daylight. He says that, I don't know his son's natal chart or anything of that nature. I just thought this was a good idea. He said that every morning or every day when his son wakes up, he makes him draw him 2 pictures. Go draw me 2 pictures. You know what I'm saying? I think that's a brilliant idea. And also, it's important to teach them healthy boundary setting too. Setting healthy boundaries, right? Once again, a lot of these things you can apply these to all kids across the board, but certain qualities and certain lessons I feel are like detrimental to certain moon signs when it comes to kids. So like I said, setting boundaries for your Pisces moon baby, it has to learn those things moving forward, because what could happen is they could be the type of person to grow into that kind of Piscean energy and attract a lot of vampires, a lot of people who use them, and they tend to be very self-sacrificing too, even at a very young age, taking on other people's problems, or could, put themselves in positions to be victims, and you don't want that. So teach them healthy boundaries all across the board. That's very important. And my daughter, her Chiron is in Pisces. So, teaching her how, even when it comes to sex, of course I don't teach, she's 4. I don't teach her about sex, but as far as her body goes, what's good touching? What's bad touching? What should you do if somebody, does this, that, and the third? And, I did a video on just my history and why I kind of think that way. If you would like to go check it out, go check it out. But that's a different video, different story, different day. Aries moon children, it's very important, I would say, to put them in sports. Just because Aries is governed by Mars, which is a very high-strung, physical, fiery kind of planet. It likes to do, it likes energy, it likes to act now. And if it's not channeled correctly, it could kind of malfunction, and it could manifest in anything from violent outbursts, or just, really taking a toll on your emotional psyche. So, and Aries moon children tend to be very competitive, or just Aries moon in general. That Aries energy is very competitive in nature. So sports, any type of physical kind of activity will be a perfect outlet for that. Also, teaching them basic business principles, right? So whether that's giving them an allowance, and then maybe if they want to get something, it's going to cost X amount of coins, or, teaching them basic business principles, because Aries is a very business savvy kind of sign as well. So Aries moon kids, I find, tend to grow up to be great entrepreneurs about that shmoney, i.e. Rihanna, i.e. Cardi B. You get where I'm going with this, okay? So it's, teaching them financial literacy from a very young age, it will do wonders. Taurus moon children, because Taurus is ruled by Venus, it's going to be a little bit kind of similar to Pisces moon, in the sense that I think it will help to encourage their creativity, right? Because there still is this artistic kind of energy signature that's associated with it. So your child could be interested in drawing, painting, designing, things of that nature. I would even say let them create or have control over their surroundings, their environments. Example, I used to have a friend who, she had a Libra moon, so kind of similar also because of that Venus. That's what I'm getting at, that Venus energy. Her parents actually let her draw on her walls because she was an artist. She drew, she painted, everything. When we were younger, a lot of people would be like, what the fuck? But her parents let her draw on her room. When you walked into her room, her surroundings, like, they were filled with the things that made her comfortable. You see what I'm saying? And all of it had like an artistic flair to it. And her parents encouraged that in her. They encouraged that creativity in her. And, you know, that Venus influence wants to feel comfortable at home. And it wants everything around it to feel, you know what I'm saying, beautiful. And or what they deem to be beautiful. So I would do something like that. You know, allow your kid to decorate their own room, or you know, encourage them. Like I said, do little creative activities or something like that. Cooking, that's another. I mean, it's another form of art. Really, cooking technically is. And then it's also, you know, I'm pretty sure your Taurus moon child would love to eat. You know what I'm saying? So have them help you bake cookies, or, you know, I'm sure they'll love to, you know, be a little helper in the kitchen, things of that nature. Foster that kind of that creative energy. Also, moving right on to Cancer moons. It's very important to, oh, my battery's about to die. Let me wrap this up. It's important to nurture their emotions, right? Those emotional qualities in them. And because they can be very moody. So teaching them how to manage their emotions, or when it comes down to allowing them to express their emotions in a way where they feel safe. There's no repercussions or anything of that nature associated with it. Food also. So because Cancer is ruled by the moon, and it's a very maternal kind of energy here. It's going to be a little similar to Taurus in the fact that I would actually, you know, do cooking activities, involve them, because your child will probably love food, probably love to eat also. But your child will also be very just nurturing, kind of, because, you know, like I said, the moon comes with a very maternal kind of energy with it. So even if you have a son, he has a certain kind of nurturing quality about him. And in Western society, or just into, you know, a lot of people like to kind of will that out from their sons, especially like more feminine characteristics, but I would nurture it, you know what I'm saying? Because sis, if your son's going to be gay, he's going to be gay no matter what you do. I don't care how many sports you throw him in or how hard you try to beat him or whatever. So if you have a son with his, you know, moon in Cancer, a small child, why not nurture those qualities? You know what I'm saying? It'll make him grow up to be a better human being, actually, even if he's going to be somebody, you know, for a woman or a man, you know. So things like buying them dolls, you know, things to protect and to nurture and to take care of. If they have siblings, if you have other children, or if there are other children around, give them responsibilities and you know, when it pertains to those kids. Allow them to care for other things and for other people. They love that. Then that'll help nurture that kind of Cancerian energy, that quality. And like I said, I kind of I variate between Cancer and Gemini kind of mythologies when it comes to trying to nurture my daughter, because she has both energy signatures going on. Yeah, and Cancer moon people tend to be very connected and close with their mothers as well. So, you know, just if you are a mom watching this, just be there and just be emotionally available, because that's going to be really important for your Cancer moon baby or child. So this concludes part 1 of my video. So drop a comment below. Let me know what's your experience. If you know that you have children who share these moon signs, you know, what's been your experience and what's your takeaway. Make sure you hit that like button. Once again, subscribe, share this with all your friends and your family and them. And make sure you practice unconditional self-love so that you can love others. And until next time, I holla.